We are live and we're starting now. Um, and I just wanted to first introduce, so he can start, Celio Bordin, who does all the Humanizing the Icon episodes with us and
Okay.
transforms the energy of the chats into live art, beautiful works of art that give powerful messaging to the themes that we've been exploring in the chats. Hi, Celio.
Hi, thank you. I'm very excited today with Yolanda, with you, and it's a powerful day today. It's very nice. Then I I go in my set and I start with you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. All right. Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Um, it's been a while since we met. I think we figured out it was 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, at Women in Film and Fashion Film Festival.
That was interesting. Do you remember what that panel was about? I found clips of it the other day.
I don't remember what the panel was, but I just, I do remember you guys being there.
And they were asking us questions about being a woman in film and just as a storyteller and what that meant to us at that time. Do you think differently now about that role and that question compared to 7 years ago? 'Cause I was
Mm,
looking at what I said and I was like, oh, interesting.
yeah, I don't remember what I said, but I don't feel like I feel any different, because the industry still is what the industry was then. There's been a little bit of forward movement, but there's still a lot to go,
Mhm.
for women of color, you know, there's just a lot to move forward with.
Do you remember what you were working on at that time? Were you on the indie film circuit with something?
Well, I mean, we were there with shorts. Well, I was there with a short. I'm not sure if you were or not, but I was there with a short with Breaking Night. And I think might have been on the Get Down then. Or
Mm-hmm.
that might not have, maybe John Sayles' movie. I'm trying to think of like the time period when that happened, but always indie film in some aspect. Yeah, I don't know exactly what project.
Yeah, it's just been such an interesting, I guess, process these last 7 years. It's like, it's such a time warp, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they go by fast, really fast.
Yeah. And how is your, so you're on The Shy, which like
hmm
looks so cool. What are the themes that you're exploring in that show with your character?
Well, my character is a single mother, and her child is now, out into the world with his own family. And I would say, she's dealing with being a single woman, finding herself again after being a mother, a caretaker, constantly taking care of others, because she was a nurse as well with elderly patients. And now it's time for her to take care of herself.
So it's a theme of like self-empowerment,
Self-love,
healing.
exploration.
Mm-hmm. And it's season 3, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Has it been like have you felt like a deep dive with that character? Like as you're going into season 3, is it feeling like you're kind of peeling back the layers more so of her,
Of her personality.
yeah, and psyche and just how it connects to the current zeitgeist?
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel with all our characters on the show, we're now getting more into the individuals and not like broad stroke as far as stories, but getting more into who the characters are, their backgrounds, who they are as people. and you know, what's going on in the world is always a part of the show. So, you know, I think it's one of those that does deal with current events and current obstacles that people are dealing with, but also these characters within this fictitious world.
And how has the pandemic and like this current set of circumstances sort of affected how you guys are dealing with the show and even marketing and getting it out?
Yeah, truthfully, I have no idea. Like, nobody's working right now, so
Yeah.
you know, the show is airing. One thing that did happen because of the pandemic is we came out earlier than anticipated. We were expected to come out like July 5th, and we came out. I think it was like June 21st, so a few weeks early. And you know, I do think it's a great time because there's space for this show right now, and I feel like it's needed with everything that's going on, and you know, just knowing that so many people are home sucking in everything that comes on, you know, like every platform. It's a good time to be, you know, out in front of viewers.
Yeah, I was telling you, it's like actually one of the only billboards that's like caught my attention recently, because it's the colors really pop, you know, and colors like mean a lot to me. And I was like, didn't even know it was your show, and then I saw it and I was like,
Cool.
And there's several like in a row in LA, so it's really powerful imagery, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like everything looks great against dark skin. You know, that's just me. I feel like all colors just pop, you know, against us. And, you know, and it's just beautiful to see an array of colors, shades of us, you know, not just one Black person in a sea of, you know, white characters. You know, we have an array of brown skinned people on our show. And I think that's really beautiful to be out there on a billboard and see us in that way.
That's, yeah, really well said. So a little backstory about Humanizing the Icon. When you and I first met, I had really started with developing the Mary Pickford story, who's, you know, I coined or think of her as the mother of Hollywood in terms of what she pioneered and created. And through that, I went through this process of deconstructing celebrity and fame and identity and persona, and sort of how that relates to not just pop culture, but also religion and spirituality, like archetypes, myth, like all of that. And so that movie became a portal into Humanizing the Icon, which was an exhibit at the Venice Biennale, or during the Venice Biennale in Italy in October. And Celio, who's doing the art with us right now, was a part of that exhibit. And we called in these themes around humanizing an icon. And I thought of you and your energy and what I remembered from the panel, and then seeing like how you've evolved. I felt like you would be a really perfect guest for this topic. And so I just wanted to know from you, what do those words conjure for you? Like, just off the cuff, humanizing the icon. Like, what does that bring up?
You mean breaking down each word, or just the phrase itself?
However, either word by word, or the saying itself.
Well, humanizing to me, I think, is, you know, it's just making people relatable, making you see the essence of them, you know. Icon, something that we make up, you know, something that we, you know, conjure up to be this thing that is bigger than life. You know, it's fictitious.
And so how do we humanize the icon? Like, do you have a sense of what it means to actually even deconstruct that? Like, why do you think we make something larger than life?
I feel like a lot of times people, you know, they want to look at somebody outside of themselves. They want to look at somebody that they can put on a pedestal and say somebody to aspire to be or aspire to be like, and just kind of put yourself in the place of like being grander than maybe you feel on a daily basis. As far as humanizing, it's like at the end of the day, we all have to piss and shit. That's humanizing us. It's like the icon has to do the same thing you have to do daily, bodily functions, just waking up, just being grumpy or not being grumpy. We all have these same, feelings and emotions that we go through, or just daily practices, of being human. So
do you think it's dangerous, like the idea of icon? Do you think
of course, I mean, it can be, definitely, because anybody that then starts feeling that they are that thing or being told they're that thing has the ability to go off the deep end with power, not, that can be really dangerous.
And so how do you feel that relates to being a woman, a Black woman in this culture? Are there things, let's say, whether it's stereotypical or iconic ideas that you think don't really hold up, that people like project onto you, whether it's as an artist or as a woman of color or however you identify? Are there things that you would like to strip away that you just think are kind of bullshit or not well represented in stories even?
Well, I mean, I think, one way with that being stripped away is having more people of color writing for themselves, so that there is the specificity within each Black character or Latin character or Asian character. Like, people know themselves, whereas a lot of times people from the outside of different races and nationalities are then writing for other people. And it's one thing if you're a really good writer, but when you're a mediocre or writer or somebody that's just coming into it as a job, and you don't do your homework, then we do come up with these characters that are very generalized, very stereotypical. And what you were saying, it's like you then get into those areas where you're stuck with these generalizations, and they're not there can be the image of the angry Black woman or the catty Black woman or the power whatever Black woman. It's like, yeah, but these are like, they're stereotypes. They're not actual people. Yeah, you can be a strong Black woman, but you also at the same time can hurt or feel pain, be depressed, do all these other things which we never see, so that's when you have to humanize these characters.
So do you feel like there's a deficiency? I mean, I honestly do myself, when it comes to the writing that's being put out there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, and it goes also beyond race. It's a lot of how I would say like American writing can be, like storytelling. It's so kind of general, and it's just like, you have a whole episode about one thing, whereas these people, real life is complicated, and I think, viewers can take in more than one thing at a time. So it just makes our stories kind of kindergartenish, instead of like college like, they just could
Yeah,
be
it's
more
true.
but you get what I mean. It's like they could just be a little more complicated.
Yeah, I feel like people don't trust their audience.
They
There's
don't.
like this sense of dumbing things down.
Yeah, and it's reality TV doesn't help that.
Do you,
My feeling doesn't.
how do you feel when people say it's like the golden age of TV?
I mean, I think that's amazing because there is a lot of good writing out there now. There's so many playwrights, you know, writing for cable, writing for online platforms, and there is a lot of good writing out there now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I hope that golden age just keeps on going and goes
Mm-hmm.
further.
And you do write and
I
produce
do.
and wear many hats.
I do, because I mean, I feel you have to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, being a Black woman. You just don't get the opportunities that other women get. I mean, it's so crazy because, like, you know, you can have a large body of work, but then when it comes to, say, you and say a white actress coming out at the same time, being at kind of the same level, and then look at the opportunities that that white actress gets versus what you get. I know I can carry a movie. I've done it before several times,
Mm-hmm.
but then just getting that opportunity is that hard, where others can get it and, you know, do A, B, C, D list movies, but then get a show and do da. Whereas it's not that way with us. It's like they're getting offered like a couple of lines in a movie does not get you an Emmy or an Oscar or whatever. It gets you, you know, I don't know, like phone bill money. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
not, that's not what you're, you know, trying to do. You're trying to make a difference with your work
And
and get
how,
work.
oh yeah, absolutely. And how old were you when you started processing these barriers or these, not even
Well, I
barriers,
mean,
but
but you, I
challenges?
mean, from the beginning, I mean, it's like the business has been what the business is. Like I said,
But were you a
it's
child? When did you
no,
start?
I started as an adult. I was not a
Oh,
child
cool. Okay.
actor at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was not even thinking about acting. I was very much into a whole different, I was in a whole different line of work. I was in the fashion business.
Oh, okay, cool. And what, how did the transition happen? I didn't actually know.
Um, let's see. A friend of mine that I worked with, she did SNL, background work on SNL, and one weekend she was sick, and I asked if I could fill in for her. And you know, since it's a body, the show is fun. You make a couple $100 for the day, and get to see the musical guests and all that. And they kept hiring me. They hired me. You know, I could. They allowed me to do it, and then I got my. They kept hiring me, and I got my union card. Then I got an agent, and then I got my first audition, which was New York Undercover. So that literally was like how everything moved forward for me and changed, because like I was really I was a little over the I guess the fashion business,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like I needed something to kind of wake me up and make me feel alive again.
Mm-hmm.
So I took to that, and the preparing for the audition was one of those things where it really woke something up in me, which was amazing. And I didn't actually get my next audition until like 4 years later. So that goes to show you things don't happen overnight. It took that thing to spark things in me. And then I went, like the company I was working for in New York, they closed up in New York and got a good severance pay. And I just took it upon myself to go into the acting thing and see how that was for me. So that's how it went.
You got bit by the bug?
I got bit, but I also feel like I was led there. I think it was just what was supposed to happen, you know, because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't planned. So it all worked out. And the next thing I got was Stranger Inside, which was my first feature.
That's cool. That's a really cool
Yeah,
story.
that's my story.
It's the journey. Um, Someone's asking if you could describe Jada on this season, if there's like some words to describe her.
um, Jada's, you know, she's finding Jada. She's finding out who she is without without the crutch of her child, without the crutch of work. She's learning herself as a woman.
That's beautiful. Can you tell us where you grew up?
Omaha, Nebraska.
And what was that like? Because I grew up in Kansas, and there's like this iconic idea of what these areas are like. What was it like for you?
I mean, it's big skies. You know, where I grew up, it was, you know, it really was just like a lot of open land, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, quiet, lots of space to dream, daydream. You know, I appreciated it very much.
Did you go straight to New York from there?
Straight to New York. Completely different.
Was it in your blood off the bat, or was it culture shock?
Well, I mean, I didn't have any expectations, so you know, I welcomed it as a learning experience.
Yeah. How old were you at that stage?
I guess like 17.
Oh, wow.
You know, out of school, like just out of school.
That's incredible. So also with this time and the protests and that kind of thing, all the movement around Black Lives Matter and everything that's been going on, have you been speaking out about or just talking at all about your feelings around that, and how you, like, what was your initial like emotional response to that story coming out? Obviously it's been a long time coming, but
you mean about, I mean, it's been happening.
It's been happening.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been over it. So I you know, I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, anybody that looks at my stuff on Instagram, which is really the only place I post, is I you know, I try and keep things positive with nature, but yeah, people need to learn, you know, because I also posted about a lot of deaths that have happened to Black people from white people being mad at us about one thing or another. And you know, that have gone unsolved, or like nothing happened to the people that killed them, murdered them. And you know, this was another one. Black men murdered.
How did you, I mean, the timing was interesting, right, during the lockdown, and just kind of,
yeah, I don't feel it happened by accident. I mean, I really do feel all this happened at this time for a reason.
Yeah, like it was designed that way.
Yes, that's exactly how I see it.
Yeah. How are you feeling now? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling, because I know there's just been so much energy, like movement with the collective, and lots of ups and downs.
I mean, just me in general?
Yeah. Like, how are you?
I mean, I feel the same as I always do. I mean, I need to make sure I keep myself in a positive place. And that's my focus.
How do you do that?
Thankful to be breathing daily.
Gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude. I mean, I wake up every morning and take a walk, and I sit, and I'm thankful to be able to do that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I feel like my morning meditations are really vital.
Yeah. Well, especially now, because you're you know, kind of cramped up the whole, well, you can move around, but we know there's something out there that we need to keep away from. And and just keep yourself safe from. So it's a weird time.
It's a weird time. Someone's asking, what is your dream role? Who would you want to portray?
A character that I've written that which is part of a TV show, and we'll see, you know, but that's, you know, one of my characters.
One that you've already written?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very excited.
Is directing a calling for you?
Yeah. I mean, things that I write, with the exception of like TV stuff, I do plan on directing. Um, the feature that I'm, having development now, I'll be directing, when we
Oh,
get everything
amazing.
together.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very psyched about that. Because I mean, it's like, I feel like when you are writing and you are putting things together, you learn what your voice is. And, from my shorts, I've learned my eye, how I see things, which, nobody else is going to be you. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So before Celio shares the drawing with us, is there
I'm
anything?
scared.
No. Is there any like last words you want to share just in terms of inspiration or humanizing?
Mm, I guess, I mean, humanizing. Just, I mean, remember everybody comes from somewhere, and I don't know how to say it, but we're all individuals, and no matter if something seems behavior is crazy or whatever, it's that how we function. It starts somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and just realize that people are, individuals that I don't think anybody starts off like being completely broken, but
Mm.
it's you know just look at people as a whole and not just one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the message is like it happens through conditioning or it happens through trauma. Like you see the like the good or the love in people at the like the foundation or like the
Yeah,
baseline.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
That's
exactly.
beautiful.
uh,
Does that bring in for like forgiveness too? Is it in that same like frequency? It's a tough one, I know. We don't have to answer it.
that gets a little hard because I mean, I feel like you can forgive people sometimes, but you don't forget
Mhm.
things, so I think that's a case by case thing, and
Yeah,
everybody's different, so.
for sure. Well, I think you're very articulate, and
Thank you.
honestly, I'm sorry about the technology, but it's really a pleasure to like hear your voice.
Cool,
It's
thank you,
deep.
thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna actually shut off Instagram now.
Okay.
And we'll go back to Celio. Bye, people. Thank
Bye,
you for bearing
people.
with us. Cheers. All right, end video there. Okay, Celio.
Hello.
Wow, we've
Wow.
never had purple before.
Yes,
Wow.
it's the first time in my life I use purple ink on fountain pen. It's very strange color. I decided today, and then I find in your dress, in your hair, is very nice connection. And I feel a very strong energy, very, what mean, very personal energy in this conversation.
Mm.
But I perceive uh, uh, Yolanda, oh, I perceive you save inside of you a very powerful, beautiful energy for your ancestry, for
Mhm.
your origin, for your soul from ancient people, for not your family now, but your family from 200, 300, 400, 600 years before. And
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Wow.
Yeah.
and it's coming some uh you see this
Yeah.
image is like from your
Oh, Celio, something's happening with the sound. Celio.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is maybe you understand how you see
Yeah,
you listen?
yeah.
Okay. Maybe I think it's coming the energy from your soul, from your old original, and then this is ancestral subject. Is like this. This is like uh, ancient African mama. Is African or indigenous people, but very so clear, powerful energy. And
Wow.
it's coming some tower, like the tower, Babel Tower is your empire,
Emperor.
your building, what you do it, what
Oh,
Empire.
your
Empire.
project, but
Wow.
near to you have something so more contemporary, but it's like a magician's or like something. I don't know. In Italia, is say folletto. You know, you see, it's like a container of magician things.
hmm.
This is a
Wow.
tower. It's coming the tower. Um, I'm surprised for this beautiful woman is coming from uh, ancestral style of view. It's
Wow.
like a dancer or like a prophet or like something teacher of soul is coming. And then is inside of
Oh,
his soul.
teacher
Uh,
of soul. Wow.
Today, I don't have many time. I, I, I wish to go ahead because energy is a lot. I find a lot of energy. There's another one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I see.
This is not
Yeah.
white. It's not white man. This is something ancestral. Is something is inside of you. Your projection is your safety, your energy, your lifestyle life. You say yes, but it's like this. Be careful because I'm powerful. You see?
Your power, yeah.
Yes, this is
She
your
is
powerful, it's
powerful.
your energy. But is my view, Yolanda? Is my view because I read when I finish, because when I do it, I'm very fast. I don't see what I do. You understand?
He,
Hmm.
he doesn't think when
But
he's doing it.
totally becoming this is not very clear because it's very intricate. But when you
Wow.
go inside, you see a circle one, two, and this, and watch this side. Watch this side. This watch in front of you, but the eyes is like same size view than this same size. You have a direction, Yolanda, but you're building your life with your ancestral energy. This is my view.
So you're building your empire with ancestral energy that you're calling in, channeling.
Yes, I said right. Sorry, my English is not yet perfect, but my drawing talk for me
Hmm.
because this work is not me, but is you. And
That's
I
really,
appreciate
really
and
interesting, Chelio. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. I have a lot of energy inside. I want to go ahead, but now it's too early. It's too late. Sorry, and then I stop it like this. But the information is clear. Information is clear. Tower, you're building. Something magician help you now because it's contemporary phase. But in the roots, you have ancestry people can
Like
teach you and guide
guides,
your
Chelio? Are
energy.
they like guides?
Sorry?
Guides? Like they're guides
Uh,
supporting her.
Yes, 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 yes. It's inside. This is the battery. This is the battery.
Oh, it's like your charge. Yeah.
Charge and saved, because this is the DNA. This
Mm.
is your personal deep soul inside. You are composition to the many persons before and
Mhm.
still inside of you. I think so.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
And you're building an empire. That's exciting.
Yes, in the top you have your tower, and somebody help you. Magic is
You have
like
a magician
magic is like
behind
some
you.
powerful people believe in you and help you. But
Mhm.
be careful, because watch in this side. Is the same side this person watch. You have to look. Oh, Laura, you have to look in your left side, right? Yeah, in your left side.
And the left side's actually the feminine.
Yeah, yes, it's
So he's
feminine.
saying just be aware of who's around you and just like make sure you know who you're dealing with. But
It's
you're
amazing.
smart and intuitive and you've got
I
it.
love this. This is
Cool.
very,
Thank you, Celio.
very deep.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Okay.
And who knew that we'd all bring in some form of purple? I mean, that's actually never happened. From the headset to the dress to the pen. Like that was not planned.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Very spiritual color. So thank you, Yolanda.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
It's so good to see you. I hope we stay in touch now. I want to definitely keep up.
I'm around. Yeah. No, it's good to be back in touch.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we'll say goodbye to Facebook. Thank you,
Bye,
people.
Facebook. Bye,
Bye.
people. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.